Well, we're live on HOGGOUT, and we've got plenty to talk about. The test series between India and Australia. India are 1-0 up, beating Australia in Perth in the first test match. That is a huge bonus for India, especially with the way the wicket played in the first innings. And then we're going to go through the IPL teams as well. And our discussion today is slightly going to change because Matu is my guest. He's a fan that is coming on to ask some questions, but he's going to go through a bit of analysis with me at the start as well. We're just going to try something new. So without further ado, let's just have a quick break, get through the bumper, and get into the show. Just got to have a bumper so that I have a little bit of a drink, just to get rid of the nerves. No, I'm not nervous. I'm looking forward to having a discussion. Let's get to the first point, the test match here in Australia, India versus Australia. We've got the second test in Adelaide. This is the pink ball test as well. So there's a few talking points that I want to get across. Firstly, Rahul. I think this guy is probably the most important player that India have had over the last 5 years. Now, you might think Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, all these other players, the big names, Bumrah. No, the reason why I say Rahul is because he's a player that is versatile. When India have an injury, he's the one that fills the void. If there's a keeping position there that India are in trouble with, he comes in and keeps. Very versatile. That 77 in the second innings was crucial, but also the 26 in the first innings where he wasn't out, but the way he batted, the way that he just went toughened it out, just showed his class. I didn't think he was going to play the first test match. I didn't think that he would play much in this particular series, but the way he played out Perth just caught my eye. And it was some of the best batting that I've seen in those tough conditions. So well done to Rahul. And he's joined by Jaswal as well out the top. Jaswal getting a duck in the first innings, if we can flick that over, please, AK, off 8 balls. He's fine. He just went into the dugout. I'll get a second opportunity in the next innings, and comes out and makes 161. When everyone's talking about a pitch that's seaming around, he's facing one of the best bowling attacks in the world in Australian conditions, and he's just playing it with ease. Now, he reminds me of a couple of my Australian teammates, especially Justin Langer and Damien Martin. For all those youngsters out there, if you can have a look out these two particular players, because both of them, when they didn't score in the first innings, they did exactly what Jaswal did and generally put a big score on in the second innings. You never saw them miss out too often in a test match. So well done to those two particular players. But it raises a question, and I'm going to bring Matu into the conversation here now. If we can get Matu in, please, AK. Raises the question, when Rohit Sharma comes back in this second test match, where does Rahul bat? And Gill is coming back from injury as well. Where does Gill bat? Matu, what do you reckon?
I would suggest Rahul to stick to the opening spot, because we could see he's playing the new ball very pretty well, actually. Before the test starts, I was thinking that Rahul won't fit in as an opener, but once he batted, he was looking so better, actually. And Rohit didn't have a good outing in the yesterday game too. So I would suggest that Rohit could go in the middle and Rahul can start with the new ball.
Yeah, I think Rohit, with his captaincy, he's captaining the team, with his leadership quality, he's been around the game for a long time. I just think for the future of India and what's best for India right now is Rahul to open. Gill maybe go down the middle order, but I don't want to take Gill out of that top 3. I think he's sensational out number 3. I think if Rohit's going to play, I think he can go down the order and bat around Pant and Reddy. And what he can do with Nitish Reddy is try and bat a long period of time with him. Because what I saw with Nitish Reddy in that first test match, He's
He
going to
was
be a
so
class player. The straight drive off Hazelwood, I think it was, in the first innings, was the best shot I have seen for a long period of time. Now, would you agree with the scenario that I've just put forward to you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that shot was pure class.
Yeah.
It
was brilliant.
It was brilliant, exactly.
Yeah, I just thought he was great, and there's just a quality about him that was sensational. And I wasn't happy with Rowett's shot in that in the warm-up game as well. But would you have Rowett? Would you have him batting before Pant or after Pant? So he's between Pant and Reddy.
I would suggest him to stick at number 5 because at the time I would see the ball gets a bit older, so he would be comfortable in playing it. So he can also hit the ball long way. So he could probably increase the runs whenever it's needed.
Yep, definitely. So, and if they need to up the ante, he can go along with Pant as well. So I think there's good quality there. Would you stick with Sundar, or would you bring Jadeja or Ashwin in Adelaide for this Test match?
I would stick with Sundar itself because what Sundar brings in is this batting. Actually, we could see him; he's batting very well. Even in the warm-up game, I could see him bat well, and he had good records in Australia. So I would suggest I would stick with the same. And also in bowling, he also bring that variety. So he's not a big turner of the ball, but he could certainly pick wickets with a new old ball. So I would suggest to stick with Sundar itself in the upcoming game, the pink ball test. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. There's one thing with Ashwin. He's done so much work in England, and he's tried to improve his game so that he could have success in these particular regions. But what I saw with Sundar in India, when he picked up some wickets, he was actually getting some overspin as well, which you do need here in Australia. So I'm comfortable with moving him or keeping him in the team. Just before we wrap up on the second test, I just want to talk about 2 Australian players, Labuschagne and Hazelwood. 2 important players, especially when they're in form. Hazelwood's injured. Labuschagne is all over the shop with his form. There's a lot of talk about replacing Labuschagne, but there's no one to replace him. So for me, you've got to stick with him, stick with Labuschagne. It's all mental. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it. He knows the game, but he's got to get back to basics, what makes Manish Labuschagne bat well. Stop thinking about it too much. Just get out there and bat. And the other thing that I'm worried about with Labuschagne is his bowling, right? He's bowling some overs in first-class cricket and also Test cricket. I think that's starting to take his focus away from the batting.
But he is able to produce 135 plus, 130 plus. That was surprising.
Oh, it was surprising, but he bowls leg spin as well. He's he
bowls leg spin. Yeah, exactly. But I think, actually, I love him a lot. I love Labuschagne a lot. His banter in the on-field is always fun to watch.
Yep, exactly right. Right. Now, there's one other guy, which is a huge miss for Australia going into this second Test match, especially the pink ball test, is Hazelwood. He is our main bowler. He's our trump card. He's injured. Is this going to play in India's hands?
If not Hazelwood, Australia might bring Scott Boland, so which is also a trouble for Indians. As far as our team is concerned, they always get trouble when a new bowler arrives. So I feel Scott Boland could be a menace to deal with. I feel, and he also good warm-up game against Rahul. No, he was able to dismiss him. So I don't know. I would love if Hazelwood is there, but we have to just face Boland. It would be a big threat to India.
Okay. I'm going to write that note down. Australia should play a new bowler every Test match. India struggle against a new bowler. Okay, I've written that down. There's what I was reading in the news actually. Siraj, he was saying that he's going to try and bowl slightly shorter with the pink ball because there's not much movement with it. I'm okay with that when it's not moving, but when it's new, especially in the first couple of overs, there is a little bit of swing there. But if you get the new ball under lights, then it really hoops. So he's got to have that game plan where he searches for that fuller length when he's got the new ball And then if it's not swinging, go back to that shorter length. I love the way that he's thinking, but don't throw away the opportunity of going full.
But depends, no. But I don't feel Siraj would get what he exactly wants.
Yep.
Maybe a player like Akash Deep could back in the squad, and he could be that you said no, like bowling those short lines. He has good pace himself, so he would be useful in the big ball test. But with Bumrah being there, all Siraj has to do is to complement him with his line and length. That's it. I don't just go deep into it. Just he has to complement Bumrah. That's it.
Yep. Talking about Akashdeep, would you go with Siraj, Akashdeep, and Bumrah, or would you go with Rana, Bumrah, and Akashdeep?
I would go with Rana, Bumrah, and Akashdeep.
Right.
Initially, I was rooting them in the first test but I didn't expect Harshit Rana to debut. But it's okay. But maybe in the second test, I could see Akashdeep making his way into the squad. Team. Sorry.
Me too. I'm already liking you because I agree with you. I like Rana. I really like him. Now, there's a guy here, Matthew White, that's asked, how is the pink ball different from the red one? Well, it's the colour, Matthew. But on a serious note, with the pink ball, it's like the white ball. There's not much lacquer on it. So with the red ball, you've got more leather where you can shine it, whereas the leather, when it's pink or white, doesn't seem to be able to allow you to shine it as well. That's why you can't get much swing during those middle overs. But when the ball is new, and if you look after it and there's a bit of a green tinge in the wicket so it doesn't wear too quickly, you're able to get that swing. And is batting during twilight period considered difficult? Well, it is, because there's a change of light there. The pink ball, sort of a different colour as well, can be quite difficult. But players are getting used to it. And if you looked at India the other night in the Prime Minister's game, they were actually batting under that twilight period. Jaswal, and I think it was Rahul, just looked as though they were playing with absolute ease. And if there's a new ball there, you can actually see it better than the older one. I remember we used to try yellow balls in Shield cricket for day-night cricket. And during that twilight period, you could not see it. I remember a guy, Greg Rowell, who was about 7 foot tall and bowled around about 145 clicks an hour. Injury kept him out of the Australian team. But Tom Moody, who coached the Sunrisers Hyderabad team and works on Cricket Info as well, and myself were batting against Greg Rowell. We couldn't see it. We were leaving it. All he had to do was bowl a half volley. He would have hit the stumps, but he just bowled that good length out the whacker and it just bounced over the pitch. So batting through that twilight period can be difficult. Rightio, we're going to go through to the IPL squads now because we've got a few questions here. And which team have we got up first, please, AK? Are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about Chennai Super Kings? Are we going to go through alphabetical order? Yes, of course. Look out, this squad. Mutu, are you happy with this? You're from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, CSK fan. I'm a CSK fan.
You are a CSK fan, all right. We've got this. We should have left this till last. And there's a few CSK fans here. Anupam, how do you see CSK's tactics of going back to spin wickets where batters are getting big advantage of the impact player rule? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. I think this is going to be a big part of CSK's tactics. They've got to win at least 90% of their games on their home turf to get in that top four. Do you agree with me, Matu?
Yeah, that is their plan. Yeah, that is their plan. Year by year, we could see CSK concentrating more on Chepak wicket. So they want to win 7 out of 7, and then they have to win like 2-3 away games. Then they will be happy with what they have got, and they will qualify and then just win. So that has been the mantra of CSK from the start, I feel. So concentrating more on Chepak.
The only thing that I worry about is their depth in Indian pace when they go away, because they need to put that. They need to have that extra pacer. But my starting 11 for this team is Gaikwad, Conway, Tripathi. But if Tripathi's not going to play, I'll bring Huda in and have him bat after Dubey at number 5. Then Ravindra, Dubey, Curran, Jadeja, Ashwin, Dhoni at 9. His eyes are going. He can just come in the last over and just smash two sixes, keep the crowd happy and do his keeping job. Kahil Ahmed, I think this is a big acquisition because you need that left-arm pacer with the new ball. And he's not bad in the death as well. I just think he is a big plus for CSK, and he can open the bowling with Curran. And then you've got Jadeja Ashwin bowling in the middle overs with a bit of Dubé if need be, or Ravindra with his left arm spin. And then you have Patty Rana out the back end. I think this is a very well-balanced team. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But I would, and maybe in away games, I would prefer Nathan Ellis over maybe another Sam Curran. I guess he could become the X factor for CSK with this pace. Maybe that depends, because usually we see CSK don't change their team often, so they used to stick with the same lineup from the start.
Yep.
So
I think Sam Curran is going to have a good year this year because he doesn't have that pressure of the big price tag that he had in Punjab Kings 11, or out Punjab. I think out Punjab, he was given too much responsibility, or should I say, there was too much pressure on him with the price tag and with the all-round ability, and I didn't think they had that depth there. So CSK, where do you think they'll finish?
Obviously top three at least. Top two.
I think I've got them coming in out fourth. So
definitely. But they'll qualify. Yep,
they'll definitely qualify. Now, while we're getting the next team up, SF has come in here. Just a point that we brought up a little earlier in the test match because we want to keep going between this. In practice match against Prime Minister's 11, we saw Rahul, Jaswal and Gill playing out the top three. Rohit came in at 4. Seeing this, do you think Rohit will come in at 5 or 6 and not disturb the top 3? He definitely will, SF. We've already talked about that earlier, but I just wanted to bring that up, SF, because that is an excellent observation. Rightio, okay, let's get to the next team. I think it's the Delhi Capitals. And the Delhi Capitals, I really want to talk about this. So if you can bring in anyone from Delhi Capitals now that's following, and you've got a question about the Delhi Capitals, put it up on the side for myself and Mutu, my guest today. Mutu, you're a writer too. You work for who? Let's give them a plug.
I work for Crickzob.com.
Crickzob.com. Right. So wealth of experience here. Now, Delhi Capitals, I'm a little bit concerned about their middle two. Who's going to bat in the middle two? But this is how I'd have their team. Parrell opening the batting with Fraser McGurk, because Parrell's making a few big scores around India at the moment. Yep. Rahul coming in out 3. But if the two openers get through the first 6 overs, Rahul drops down the order. Brook comes in, then Stubbs, and then Rizvi. I'd have Rizvi instead of the experienced Nahir. Have I got that right? Karan Nahir. Because you've got to give youth a go. And then I'll have Aksa Patel, Kuldeep, Stark, Mohit Sharma, and Nat Rajan, the left armour. I think that's a great starting 11. And I think Rahul will captain this team. And when I look at that too, when they swap and they want to give a few bowlers a bit of a rest, you've got Mohit Sharma there and Mukesh Kumar as well. So there's plenty of depth in the Indian bowling department with pace there, and they've got 2 quality spinners. I think this is a well-balanced team. What do you think, Mutu?
They have a perfect pace. I mean, Stark, Natarajan, Mukesh, Mohit Sharma. It's going to be a lot of variety out there for them. And I feel they'll
go on.
I mean, what I feel they lack was a quality all-rounder, a fast bowling all-rounder in the middle, which T20 cricket always wants, demands someone who could just go from the ball one. More or like they had Moises Henriquez last season, I guess. But not a player like him, but more or like a player who could just go from a ball one, and also could offer 2 overs in the middle, 6th bowler.
Yep, exactly right. So that's probably where they are missing there. The big thing here is Fraser McGurk. there's a lot of responsibility on Fraser McGurk. If he doesn't come off, then they can go with Faf du Plessis to take over from Fraser McGurk. But it's a big investment, Fraser McGurk, and I'm a little bit concerned about him. And the other thing that I do like is that they've gone with Chimera as the backup for Stark for the overseas pace. I don't mind Chimera. I think he's got a lot to offer. So we'll leave it out there with the Delhi Capitals. Where do you think they'll finish? The more I look at it, the harder it is to pick a top 10, the top 10.
Maybe they would be around. Maybe they could qualify this season because they have a quality bowling lineup to complement the batting. So I feel like they would qualify.
The only thing that I worry about is Parel, McGurk, two youngsters out the top of the order, and Rahul doesn't have a high strike rate, and that could put a bit of pressure on Brook and Stubbs in the middle order. That's where I worry for the Delhi Capitals. Rightio, we're going to go on to the Gujarat Titans. No one's following Delhi Capitals on this line. So we've got the Gujarat Titans now. Now, this squad here, I don't mind it as such. I think they lack in the middle order. The middle order is where I really think I'm worried about. But my starting 11 here is Gill, Butler, Sadarasan. I was really impressed with him last year. Glenn Phillips, Shahrukh Khan, Tawatia, Sundar, Rashid Khan, Rabada, Siraj, and Krishna. Quality pace, good depth in spin, but that middle order, trying to get the balance in the middle order, is a big problem for Gujarat Titans.
Yeah. They don't have, only Butler is one who could just go on from ball one, I feel. And for Gill, you have to take some time. And in the middle order, they have youngsters like Shah Rukh Khan and a few others, but they need more experience, I guess. Maybe Shai Sudarshan will be the key for them to hold the innings well. But other than him, as you said, middle order is going to be a big concern for them.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a bit of a push between Rutherford and Glenn Phillips in that middle order. Who would you go for, Rutherford or Glenn Phillips?
I would go with Glenn Phillips. Man, he is awesome. Like, have you seen his catches lately? And he can offer everything on the pitch.
Yeah, you definitely need that fielding aspect of it as well. So there we go. We've got Gujarat Titans. No one's asking any questions about the Gujarat Titans, so we'll move on. Gujarat Titans are going to finish last then, since no one's backing them. I wouldn't say that. Gujarat Titans are going to push it as well. Now we're going to go on to my mob, Kolkata Knight Riders. When I say my mob, this is my team. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed playing for them. But I'm really concerned with their batting department when it comes to this IPL. The worry for me is that they're trying to have Narayan opening the batting to get the right balance for this team. I think they've got too many all-rounders, or should I say, they just don't have a real up-front class batsman. De Kock is going to open the batting with Narayan, Venkatesh Iyer 3, Pandey or Raghavanshi coming in out 4. I'd go Raghavanshi first up. Sorry, Munish Pandey. I really love Munish Pandey, but Raghavanshi is a youngster. Then Russell, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh. I want to see more of him. I think he's got a lot of upside. Harshit Rana, Malik with that extra pace. I think under an Indian coach there at Kolkata Knight Riders, I think will bring the best out of Malik. And I also think Varun Chakravarti will come in at 10, and Nortje will be the 11th overseas bowler to finish it off. I think they'll use Nortje instead of Spencer Johnson first up, because Nortje didn't do too well with Delhi Capitals last year, but remember he was coming back from injury. But with that experience, you've got to have him in there. What are your thoughts, Mutu?
I would see Rahane playing at the top order, because he I guess he will be captaining this team over Venkatesh Iyer in experience point of view. So I feel like he will open with Quinton de Kock, and we could have Ramandeep Singh playing a major role in the middle order. And then rest is and then but what I feel is, what about Venkatesh Iyer now? He was gone for huge price, I guess that would affect his form, I guess, because last he didn't have a proper season, but still they went all out on him. Maybe that is a concern I feel about KKR, how he's going to manage everything. So if he's able to get rid of the pressure, the overpayment pressure, I guess he will be in his good. So, but I would say Rahane will open with Quinton de Kock and Venkatesh will be in the middle order.
Rightio, you've done me there.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
So that means Pandey and Raghavanshi is out. Was Venki overpaid? Anupam Deva Burman. I don't think, well, he is overpaid when you look at certain things, but he made a couple of 50s late last year. I think there's a lot of upside with this young player. And KKR showing faith in him will give him the confidence going into this season with the pay that he's getting. So if I'm looking at it on a coaching perspective from another team, I wouldn't have paid what KKR paid. But as KKR come out, Mysore came out and said we want to keep the crew together. And Venkatesh Iyer is one of those particular players. So, and who should captain KKR? Well, Mutu says Ajinkya Rahane. Well, Ajinkya Rahane will have to captain KKR if they go with the Indian captain. If they don't think Ajinkya Rahane is going to play the full season, I think they could go with de Kock behind the stumps. I think de Kock has got a very good cricket brain. Do you agree with me, Mutu?
Yeah, he's a keeper, no? So it's automatically it just comes to him. So it's a good option.
Yeah.
De Kock is a good option.
Right. You've made me swap Rahane coming in to open the batting, and Pandey and Raghavanshi are out. KKR, I'm a little bit concerned about them this year. It's going to be such a close IPL. All right, let's quickly get into Lucknow Super Giants. My little mate Justin Lang is coaching this team, and their batting is full of overseas players. The 11 that I've got here for Lucknow Super Giants is a full-out Indian bowling attack, which is a quality bowling attack, and then a full-out overseas batting lineup. Now, I've got Mitchell Marsh and Markram opening the batting. Mitchell Marsh is very good out the top of the order. Then you've got Paran coming in out 3, Pant out number 4. Was he overpaid for? No, he wasn't. He's worth the weight in gold in this lineup. You've got Miller coming in out 5. Badoni 6, and then they've got a long tail. This is where I worry about it, Matu. I've got Akashdeep, Avish Khan, Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, and Mohsin Khan as their bowling lineup, with Badoni and maybe Markram being able to bowl a bit of spin. Thoughts on that?
I mean, their bowling lineup lacks a bit of experience, I feel. They don't have one key bowler to bank on, I feel. So maybe, and also just 1 minute. And also, when I just first impression on Lucknow was they don't have openers, no? They don't have openers decided to them. They didn't pick any openers.
Yep.
And then, but I would see that Punt may open along with Markram, because Markram and Marsh are more of a similar kind of batters. They need time to get in going, and maybe Punt could just go on from the ball one if he was, because he used to play as an opener for Delhi Capitals in the past season. So I could see him open the batting with Markram, and Mitchell Marsh at number 3, Puran at 4, and Miller, and that goes on.
Yep. Actually, I could agree with you on that, but I think Marsh, if he's told to go after the bowling, he will go after the bowling. And the other thing with Pant in the middle and Puran, when you're coming up against quality spin and opposition teams, especially Pant, there's a lot of dominance through there. So I think you can't expose Marsh or Markram to quality spin. That's why I've got them opening the batting. So I love your point there. The bowling department, yes, there might be a little bit of inexperience there, but Akashdeep's playing a bit for India now. Mayank Yadav has got some upside with it. Avish Khan, I like him, and Mohsin Khan as well with that left arm option. I think Justin Langer, the way that he goes about it, he'll be very diligent with his bowling attack, making sure that they've got the plans, and he'll create an environment where they will back themselves to be able to defend any total. I quite like their bowling department, but it lacks a little bit of experience. But I think they can do a job. Like now, Super Giants, I've got them coming in. I'm backing them this year. I think that's a potent top order and a very good quality bowling attack. Okay, we're going to move on quickly to the Mumbai Indians. Now, the Mumbai Indians spent heavily on the likes of Rohit Sharma, Tilak, Sky, Hardik Pandya and Bumrah to keep those 5 there. They spent big on them, and I was worried that they were going to lose out in this auction. But for me, their 11 is looking like it's high quality. You've got Rickleton to open the batting with Rohit Sharma to be a keeper, and Will Jakes to come in the middle order after Sky, I think, and Hardik Pandya coming in after him. I think Will Jakes will really do well over in Mumbai. And then I've got Santner coming in at 7 and Khan Sharma. I really like Khan Sharma's spin. And Deepak Chahar comes into the squad as well. The only concern I have with him is injury, and you've got Bolt as well. Bolt, Deepak Chahar opening the bowling, then you've got Bumrah bowling with the likes of Sharma, Santner, as well as Hardik Pandya bowling with those 2 spinners in the middle overs. I think this team is one of the better lineups going in the IPL, but it depends on Shahar's fitness and Santner and Sharma standing up in the spin department. How do you see Mumbai Indians, Muthu?
I would prefer Will Jakes to open the innings with Rohit Sharma. And number 3, I would see Tilak Verma playing a big role. He has been terrific. I mean, he's been doing a great batting in around, been scoring centuries. So I would see that Rickleton may be a backup opener for Will Jakes. In Will Jakes, he also offer you a bowling, no? So in that perspective, I feel Will Jakes will open with Rohit Sharma, and he could definitely create a havoc in Wankhede if he starts.
Now, yep, I'm looking at the list of players over here. Who are you going to get coming in out number 5 then? Would you have Rickleton coming in out number 5?
Hardik Pandya.
Would you? Hey?
Pandya.
Right, so you've got, but we've got Will Jakes out opening the batting.
Yeah.
Who would be the other batter that come in?
Kumar Kushagra is a good shout because he's been doing great in domestic cricket recently. So Mumbai is known for backing their youngsters. So Kumar Kushagra could slot in their team as a keeper. You can see. Yeah. Just watch out for him because he could definitely slot in as a keeper for them. And number 6. Sorry, it's Robin Mins. No, I mean
Robin Mins.
Robin Mins. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
So Robin Mins has been doing well in. He's been doing well in domestic cricket.
Yeah. He's been doing good, and he would be the keeper for Mumbai Indians, if not Rickleton. But I would see him play over Rickleton because we want Will Jakes to open with Rohit Sharma.
Rightio. So we've done that. So then you've got. Then you might be able to use Reece Topley instead of Deepak Chahar as a overseas option.
Yeah.
Or you only play 3 overseas.
And
I like what you're saying.
And also, I could prefer maybe Gazanfar over Santner for a few games. Depends.
Who's that?
Gazanfar, an Afghanistan off spinner from Afghanistan.
Yep, right.
He's been doing good lately. Yeah, so I would prefer him over Santner for a few games. Maybe in away games, I would say. Because Santner could bowl well in Wankhede. Maybe in away games, I could see Gazanfar playing over Santner.
Yep, exactly right. I totally agree with you. I think they can chop and change. I think for me, I'd go with Santner early on because he's just done well in the Test series over there. Picked up a 10-wicket haul, and while he's got that confidence, give him a go. If he doesn't do well, then the Afghanistan player can come off the bench, Gazanfar, and really start to dominate and take his opportunity. Rightio, Mumbai Indians. They've got a quality lineup. Rickleton, you're out. Jakes is in, and we've got young Mints keeping and batting out number 6. That's a good call, Matu. That's a good call. I'm going to agree with you on that. Right, Punjab Kings, here we go. My team for the Punjab Kings, Inglis to open the batting with Shashank Singh. The reason why I say Inglis, he does a job for the Perth Scorchers and he does it very well. Then I'd have Shreyas Iyer coming in at 3, Maxwell Stoinis, Pravish Run Singh coming in at 6, then Marco Jansen, Harpreet Brar, Chahal, Kuldeep Sen, and Arshdeep Singh as my bowling attack. Marco Jansen can handle the bat. The only problem I've got here is Sen and Brar, backing up the likes of Singh and Jansen, but they've got the all-round ability of Stoinis to bowl a few overs as well as Maxwell. I thought they paid too much for Chahal. I think over the last year or two, I haven't really been impressed with him. He's not a wicket taker. He doesn't put pressure on you. And when he's under pressure, he's always going to that wide line and batsmen are picking it up. So for me, I just think they're a bit short on spin. What do you think, Matu?
I agree with you in this case. Chahal has been expensive lately, and but they have but Punjab Kings, they have good middle order. I feel more than the opening slot. They have good middle order in mix of Australians coming in. So I guess they will take care of everything, and also a lot of variety when you just take Maxwell. We can bowl 2 overs. Stoinis can bowl 2 overs, and I guess who's going to be captain? What do you think? Who's going to be captain?
I'd be Shreyas Iyer. I think they paid big to get an Indian captain, so Shreyas Iyer, especially when you've got 4 Indian bowlers as well. You want to have that communication, and you want to have that communication that's strong. So we've got that done. Punjab Kings 11 are done. I'm just going to go to Anish Gupta. Will Pant captain LSG or Paran, considering Paran's current form and that he was retained as well? That's a good question, Anish, but I think Pant will have to captain the team. You want your standout player from India captaining the team. He's had that experience with the Delhi Capitals, so for me, I don't think they'll waste too much time with that. And if Paran's out of form, you've got to replace him with an overseas player. Whereas Pant, you're not going to drop him because he's your keeper. Would you agree with that, Matu?
Yeah, I agree with you. And please say hi to my colleague. He's my colleague, actually.
Who's that?
Gupta. He's my colleague.
Anish Gupta. Anish Gupta, how are you, mate? We should get him on board as well.
Definitely one day.
Yes. Here we go. Chinnappa Raju. Can LSG use Shama Joseph instead of a batsman? Look, I think you probably could. We're going back to Lucknow Super Giants here. I'm just seeing a few questions here. So Lucknow Super Giants, can they? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think they've got to go with that. And Shamir Joseph had a couple of games last year, a little bit expensive. I'm a little bit worried about that. And while we're on the Punjab Kings 11, before we move on to the next team, Anupama has gone, was Ponting a bit biased with the Australian players? He picked 5 Australians out of 8 overseas players. Well, he was a bit biased, Anupama. And he obviously hasn't seen how poorly Australia have been doing of late. So definitely a bit of bias there from my old captain punter, Ricky Ponting. I agree with you there, Anupama. Ricky, if you're watching, probably not because you've got other things on your mind. You were a bit biased, and I've got a few headaches for you this year because I think you're not going to finish in the top 5. Anyway, let's go to Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals, I quite like this team. The only thing is they've relied too heavily on Archer. Archer's coming back from injury, and their bowling department is probably going to let them down. But let's go through their 11. Jaswal, Jurul, I've got opening the batting. Sampson, Hetmeyer, Natish Rana coming out 5. Gee, he's a good acquisition, that one. Yeah. Natish Rana might be able to come in out 4 in front of Hetmeyer if they want. Just to leave Hetmeyer a little bit later. Then Parag, I really love Parag. I think he's a standout fielder, bowls, backs himself with the bat. Then PWH, who have we got here? Hang on, let me go. The Sri Lankan. There we go. Hasaranga. I've written down the wrong name here. Hasaranga, the all-rounder. That's the only all-rounder that they've got in there. I can't remember why I've got that wrong. There we go. Windu Hasaranga. I like him. Leg spinner. Kartikeya. Now, Kartikeya, left arm off spinner, can bowl left arm leg breaks. I was at the Mumbai Indians with him, doing a bit of work with him. He has done well in domestic cricket. He could be the standout performer for Rajasthan Royals this year. He will be key with the odd overs that he bowls in the power play, but also the middle overs. So watch out for Kartikeya. I think he's going to be a standout. Then I've got Archer, Tekshana with spin if they want to go down that spin department, or Mofaka from South Africa, the left arm 18-year-old. He's got a little bit of pace. And then I'm going with Sandeep Sharma first up, but they've also got a bit of backing there with Deshpande. But Sandeep Sharma, underrated bowler, can bowl with a new ball, very good with a death. So for me, I think their bowling is slightly under par, but their batting's going to have to take the slack. Would you agree with me here, Matu?
Yeah, I agree with you. We could see they don't have a proper bowling options, combinations in their team. And even their spin department is weak considerably.
Don't say that Kartikeya. I like Kartikeya. He's one of my favourite.
It depends on how they're gonna, how they're gonna play him. That is important, no? So
yeah.
And I could see Deshpande playing along with Sandeep Sharma with the new ball, and Madwal too. There could be a chance. So
yeah, actually, you could be right there. I think Deshpande. You might just play 3 overseas players and have Deshpande there, because I thought he did really well with CSK last year.
CSK.
I thought I was surprised CSK didn't go harder at him. Okay, RCB. Let's go to RCB. Again, I think they're 2 batters short. They've got Patikol back in the squad as well, but their opening combination is going to be Kohli and Salt. I think Salt is a great acquisition. Patidar out 3, Livingston 4, can win you a lot of games, but a little bit of inconsistency there. He's also handy with his off spin and leg spin as well. Then you've got Patikol coming in at 5, Jyoti Sharma 6. I've got Tim David out at the moment coming in at 7. Krunal Pandya, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Hazelwood, and Dayal. I love Dayal. I think he is a quality bowler, both with the new ball and death overs as well. And I think he's going to complement Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Hazelwood. Krunal Pandya with the spin option. I'm worried about their 5th bowling option.
Rashid Salam could be an option for them. Maybe that depends on how consistent he is on Chinnaswamy, because you just can't take easy wickets there, no?
Exactly right.
Yeah,
go on.
And there is also concerns with Krunal Pandya. He's not a genuine wicket taker. He can bat, he can bowl, but he is not a proper wicket taking option. Maybe they would bring Suyash Sharma as the impact player when they are bowling. That could be an option. Yeah. So
exactly right. Yep, Suyash Sharma in there with a little bit of leg spin. He's the leg spinner that played out Kolkata last year, wasn't he?
Yes.
I think they definitely need to bring him in as the impact player there. So that's my starting 11 for Punjab RCB. I think Jyoti Sharma might do all right down there too on that particular wicket.
He will, but I don't know where he. Maybe he will bat at 4 or 5. That depends.
I think he'll bat at 6.
6 could be a good option. His role was a finisher back in Punjab, so he would definitely do the same here.
Yeah, I might even have him out 7 and bring Tim David in out 6 and try and get the most out of Tim David.
Definitely.
So you want to be able to utilise that. They might even go for Romario Shepherd instead of Tim David, just to add a little bit of bowling depth there. But Romario Shepherd probably doesn't have the best economy rate as well, and it's not going to be that good. It's not going to get it. It's not going to improve out Bengaluru, short boundaries and a good batting wicket. See you later.
It's going to be hard for them.
Now, this is the team that I like the best. Sunrisers Hyderabad. Latu, you're a little bit worried.
Yeah, I mean, because no, I'm not worried. Thing is, they have everything. Like they have a complete star power. But what I'm worried was if one fails, if a bunch of them fails, I guess the team could go down badly as they did in the last year's final. No,
Mm.
so that could be the maybe that could repeat again in this lineup. I could see, but they have a good batter in Ishan Kishan, Abhishek Sharma, Nitish Kumar Reddy, your favorite, no? So I guess they
Mm.
would make statement this season too, with Travis Head leading their lineup.
Mm. Exactly right. Now, right, I'll go through my 11 quickly. Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan. Oh, Ishan Kishan, he's a good
Yeah.
acquisition in here.
Yes.
Plasan, Reddy. Now, number 6, I'm a little bit concerned here. Manor, I've got here at the moment. You might be able to pick someone else there that can fit in at number 6. And then I've got a fairly long tail. I've got Patel, Cummins, Chahar, Zampa, and Shami.
Yes. Harshal. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I think this
Yep.
would work out superbly for them.
Yep. The other bowler that I was looking at there is Unit Cat. I think Unit Cat's got a lot of upside, left armour, and if you're looking for someone to bowl with a new ball with Shami, might be able to fit Unit Cat in there somewhere, but then you'll probably have to either drop Patel or Chahar. So depending on the wicket and having Reddy there as your all-rounder who already bowls medium pace, I think Unit Cat will probably miss out. The only reason why I play Unit Cat in front of Harsha Patel is just to try and give a little bit of left arm option. Other than that, I think this team is a powerhouse and it's one of the better teams. But going through all of these teams, I think Mumbai Indians are probably the team to beat this year.
Definitely, I agree.
Yep.
Mumbai Indians followed by Sunrisers Hyderabad, SRH.
Yep. And I think I just think with all the quality lineups that we've gone through, this is going to be one of the closest IPLs that we've seen. I think all squads with their starting 11s are brilliant. Okay, what have we got here? Chinnappa Raju. This is his RCB team. Kohli, Salt, Rajit, Livingston, Jitish, David, Pandya coming in at 7, Boothie, Swapnil, Hazelwood, Dale. Padikkal is impact sub for Dale. Not bad. I like it. I like the way it goes. And when we look at, I think this is SRH, Hoggsir. This is Sarachandra. Hoggsir, it's very top heavy and one opener having bad season going to hurt them and no proper finisher. Aging bowling attack, no young bowlers for SRH. Sarachandra, you're quite on the money there. I like it. And Jacob Betol is another fantastic power hitter who could also add balance to the team. I'm liking that as well. Yes, exactly right. I think we're talking about the Mumbai Indians there, aren't we? Isn't
No,
Betol?
RCB.
RCB, yep, he is. I think, you're right there. Don't know why I thought the Mumbai Indians there. Sorry about that, JW. But JW, you are absolutely right. Now, okay, Matu, you had a few questions for me. Let's get that out the way, out the back end here.
Just first question is about your Prime Minister. No, I just admire him. The way he was a good guy. I mean, he used to run around here and there. He looks like a funny and good guy, and loves this game so much.
Yep. Look, the Prime Minister is. You're on a hiding to nothing being a Prime Minister of a country, aren't you? You're pleasing some people, you're not pleasing other people, and other people, well, they don't know what you're actually doing. But look, his love for cricket is absolute, and sport in Australia is sensational. And as a sportsman, you're lucky to have a leader like that. It's great. The Prime Minister's 11. He gets involved, and I think that's the right thing to do as a leader. It's coming to the end of the Parliament this year. They're on the break now. Parliament stopped. They're still doing work, obviously, but he's having a little bit of a rest time there, and he's going down there to spend the time out the cricket. The one Prime Minister that I really loved was Johnny Howard. He'd come into the change rooms afterwards and have a chat to us all. And his knowledge of cricket was unbelievable. He was able to just rattle stats off the top of his head without looking at the likes of Crick Info, or who do you work with?
Crickzop.
Crickzop. Yep. It's a Crickzop. So no, it's great that that the Prime Minister is getting in there. Now, what's your second question?
I mean, I was worried about Champions Trophy very much because the venue saga has been going for too long now, with India and Pakistan not coming to a similar grounds due to their political and security concerns. So how do you see that, and what's your point in this situation?
It's a tough one because Pakistan have come to India and played, haven't they?
Yeah, they played World Cup.
Yeah. So look, politics is politics. Keep politics out of the game, please, because at the end of the day, if you want to bring the people together, sport brings people together. And it's a controversial subject, but here in Australia, we have a lot of subcontinent people here, both from India and Pakistan and Sri Lanka, and it is amazing how they really get on here. You wouldn't even know what's happening over there on a political front. They don't bring it up. They don't talk about it as much here. So cricket brings people together, and I just love it for an Indian team to go over there and play. But when I say that, the safety of the players is paramount.
Yes.
If there's no safety there for the players and there's a huge risk to the players, then I say no. But you yourself being an Indian follower, would you like them to go over to Pakistan and play?
I mean, that is a complicated question for me because it's been that kind of situation lately, or because we could understand what is the real reason for them not being going there. But I just want the game to happen. Irrespective of the things, I just want the game to happen. So that is what I'm more focused on. So I feel but now they have agreed for a hybrid tournament. They come to a conclusion. So I'm happy that everything is sorted. Hopefully, this won't be a thing in future.
You know what they should do? So you've got Rajasthan and Punjab are on the borders of Pakistan, aren't they? Yep.
Yes.
So they've got the Pakistan Punjab and India Punjab.
Yeah.
And is there a Rajasthan in Pakistan or not?
No. It's Punjab. They have Punjab in Pakistan, not Rajasthan. Right. Rajasthan is it's with India.
What they should do is build two venues on the border, right on the border, and have half the crowd on one side coming in from Pakistan, half the crowd on the other side coming in from India, and you'd pack it up. You'd absolutely pack the house out.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good
How
idea.
would that be for us?
Yeah, that would be a paisa vasool here for both the government and also ICC. It's a good idea, but I don't know how they're gonna. That depends. Maybe someone would come out from the government would come out with this idea in the future. And actually, they suggested that Indian players could play a game in Pakistan and go back to Punjab and stay there and come back and play. But even India was not ready to agree it due to the security concern, of course.
Yeah, exactly right.
So,
no, it's.
But that would be good to see. Actually.
Yeah, as an Australian or as a person that loves the game of cricket, we've got the big contest of England versus Australia, but India versus Pakistan, everyone wants to see it. But
definitely, it is a
the security concerns have to outweigh any game. So so my only solution is to have two grounds, two venues, where you've got half the oval on one side and half the oval on the other. It'll be if you're preparing that middle pitch, it'll be quite interesting. You've got the Indian curator on one half of the pitch and the Pakistan curator on the other half, and you've got a seaming wicket from Pakistan on one half and a spinning wicket from India on the other. That would be interesting.
I could visualize it now. It will be nice, actually.
You know how you've got the marches. You know how they do that march.
Yeah.
You could have the curators doing that, rolling the wicket on either side.
Definitely,
No,
yeah.
that'd be good. Now, what's the next question, please, mate?
Yeah, I just remember I'm a Dhoni fan from my childhood. A Dhoni fan, so I just watched him play, grew up. So you mentioned in an interview that the Dhoni is a better captain than Ricky Ponting because of his 3 ICC titles that he have won in the won. But my question is, what do you see a major difference between them aside from their composed and calmness in the field?
I think Ricky Ponting was a brilliant captain. Brilliant captain. Yeah. I think MS Dhoni had full control of the team, whereas Ricky had a good 2IC. When I say 2IC, that's a vice captain in Adam Gilchrist. So they really complemented each other. So when Ricky was sort of just a little bit frustrated, Adam would be able to go over and just clear Ricky's mind. I think the one thing that MS Dhoni probably had over Ricky, looking from afar, was that composure to keep cool. And when MS Dhoni went had to go at a player, was aggressive, you knew that particular player wasn't delivering, wasn't either keeping to the game plan or wasn't giving 100%. So MS Dhoni used that aggressive nature that a captain has as a tool very sparingly, whereas probably Ricky would go to it a little bit quicker than what MS Dhoni probably would have done. So that's probably the only difference. But both of them have got exceptional cricket minds. Both of them are exceptional leaders. And being an Australian, I wouldn't want to play. I've loved all my captains. I've loved all my captains that I've played under. And Ricky Ponting, I'd go to war with him. Actually, he's just such a great leader. Great leader. You follow him. You look at a leader. Who would you follow? You would follow MS Dhoni being an Indian player, and you would follow Ricky Ponting being an Australian player, and you'd go through brick walls for them, and you're in the trenches with them. So what I'm trying to say is I speak highly of both of them.
So who will be your captain in your squad if Ricky and MS is present in your playing 11 ODI? Who will captain?
I'd get Ricky Ponting the captain.
Okay.
Because he's not seeing how badly I'm actually bowling. With Dhoni behind the stumps keeping, I've got a better chance of bowling another over.
Interesting answer. I would. I could imagine. I could imagine that. With spinners, MS used to be so interactive. He used to shout at times with the spinners. They are not hitting the line and length properly. Yeah.
No, MS Dhoni, I would have loved to have picked his brain about the way that he went about it. But looking from afar, you always knew that he had control of the team. And nothing really fazed him. Very rarely did he show emotions, and that's a sign of a true leader. He'll try and leave it into the change rooms afterwards. Good question.
And next question. Yeah, thank you. Next question would be like football. Do you think franchise cricket will take over the essence of international cricket in the future?
It's a bit of a worry at the moment. I don't think there's enough behind the scenes to be able to have that franchise game like soccer. The only way that it will survive in that scenario is in areas like India, where there's 1 billion people, or probably even more now. Pakistan would be able to survive with that. You might be able to get something going in America, but but then if you rely on overseas players, you've got to make sure that the structures are right in England, Australia, South Africa to be able to bring quality players over. And I don't think that franchise model would work here in Australia because we don't have the population. So we really rely on our international game, the grassroots coming through state cricket. We really rely on that. Whereas over in India, I can see it moving. That you don't need to rely on that because you set up all these academies and you bring players through franchise cricket. I can see it. I can see it. There's a risk that it will go down that path, but when you go into this franchise stuff, you can't have owners owning different teams. Well, you can have that because that's where the money is, but you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're bringing players through in those other countries that are going to be able to play in the IPL, and that's what I worry about franchise cricket. Will they be able to keep it going in the West Indies? Will they be able to keep it going in Australia and England? Yeah, that's a big worry for me. But I can see franchise cricket taking over in about 5-10 years. Yeah.
But I would be sad if that happens. I mean, international cricket is different, man.
It would be sad, wouldn't it?
It would be sad. For me, I don't know. Maybe for me, franchise cricket has been more of entertainment purpose because now we could see pitch curators making it more of a batting surface and they're just hitting the ball, scoring 250 plus in almost every game during the last season IPL. So it felt quite boring for me because I used to watch a lot of test cricket. More of that guy. So from my perspective now, if if franchise cricket could be balanced between both bat and bowlers, that could be an interesting contest to move with. Let's see what cricket brings on because it just evolved. No, over the time it evolves.
Yep. Well, I totally agree with you. And India are just starting to beat Australia over on our home soil. So you'll want international cricket to go for a bit longer, won't you?
I wish we just win the series. I mean,
yeah. Have you got one more question?
Last question. And were you surprised to see James Anderson in the auction list? And are you even rooting for him to be picked by a team?
Look, I wasn't surprised. You've got to throw your name out there. He's a quality bowler. Would you have him in a T20 format, especially over in India? That's is he going to play? That's the other thing. If I was going to select him, I'd be looking at the 8 overseas player or the 7 overseas players that I've got, and I'll be thinking, okay, he's got something. I'll give him a year or two, but I'll use him as a coach as well to help the younger players as well. So that's probably where he gets the opportunity if he wants to get on board and play. But it just shows that he was probably pushed out of the Test arena from England rather than retiring on his own terms. What a quality bowler! What a quality bowler.
He's my goat actually. He is my goat. I just love seeing him bowl. If you're given a chance, will you put your name in the auction list? Maybe.
Me? I'm 53 now. I'll be 54 by that start. No way. No. I'd love to be able to do it again. I miss it. Actually, there was some sheer pace bowling out the whacker off the stadium during the Test match, and there was this quick bouncer, and I just looked at Johnny Barrerity, one of the legends here in West Australia, and I said, mate, I'd love to be out there again. I'd love to be out there again, because you miss that heat of battle, you miss that pressure out there, and you miss the fear as well. Where you're shaking a little bit. Am I good enough? Can I get behind the ball? Yeah. Now, Matu, we've been on here for an hour and 4 minutes, so we better get going. But if anyone wants to join me live on YouTube, what did you have to fill out to get on here, Matu? It was a Google form, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a Google form. You have to fill it, and you will be contacted by your team.
Yep. And was it easy?
Yeah, it was easy actually. I was waiting. I was being given. It was scheduled 3 weeks ago. I guess it was postponed for a few weeks due to.
We made you wait 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, I guess. And actually, your last video, the questions you were answering, that was also my questions that I asked.
Right. Yep.
That last week. Yeah. Yep. That last vlog we have, that video.
Yeah.
So those are my questions.
Right. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I have fun, man, because I'm making a career out of cricket here. So these are the opportunities I don't want to miss.
Yep,
So I'll
rightio,
be
mate.
happy.
Rightio.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely. It's a
we'll
honor
keep
to
in
be
touch.
part of your live show.
No, thanks very much,
Thank
mate.
you.
It's an honour to have you. Now, you look after
Yeah,
yourself. Keep writing. Okay, where can we find you
definitely.
with your writing? Give yourself a quick
Uh,
plug.
you can find my writing and our product at crickzop.com.
Yep, rightio.
CRICZOP, crickzop.com. Yeah.
Rightio. Thanks very much, mate. You have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Have a good week. And who's going to win in the second test match?
Obviously, we are going to win.
Oh, God. I'm going now. All right. See you guys. Thanks very much for joining us. Thanks, Batu.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Hog
Thank
out.
you.